They have been searching for you for longer than you realize, scanning every soul on this planet, looking for a very specific signal. A frequency that cannot be faked, a light that cannot be dimmed, and 63 seconds ago, that search ended. They found you right here, right now, in this exact moment, and the message they sent is not what you think. It is not a warning. It is not a test. It is a recognition, a confirmation of something you have suspected your entire life, but were too afraid to believe. You are different. You have always been different. And that difference is not a flaw. It is a feature, a design, a mark that was placed on your soul before you ever took your first breath in this world. You are one of the chosen ones. I know how that sounds. I know your mind is probably trying to rationalize this away right now, trying to convince you this is just another video, just another algorithm showing you random content. But something in your chest is telling you otherwise, something ancient, something that remembers. Your heart is beating faster. Your breath has changed. That tingle running down your spine is not imagination. It is recognition. Your soul knows this message is for you. And here is what they want you to understand. You were not chosen because you are perfect. You were chosen because you are willing to see what others refuse to see, willing to feel what others have numbed themselves to, willing to stand in your truth, even when the entire world tells you to sit down and be quiet. You have always known you were different, have you not? Even as a child you felt it, that strange sense of not quite belonging, of seeing things others could not see, of feeling things too deeply, of knowing things you were never taught. People called you sensitive, they called you too much. They told you to toughen up, to stop dreaming, to be realistic. But they were wrong. What they saw as weakness was actually your greatest strength, because chosen ones do not fit into boxes. They were never meant to. They were designed to break them. And right now, in this exact moment, the universe is trying to tell you something critical. You are about to enter the most significant phase of your entire existence. Everything you have been through, every tear you have cried, every night you spent questioning why you had to endure so much. It was all preparation. It was all training. It was all necessary, because what is coming next requires someone who has been tested, someone who has been refined by fire, someone who refused to break even when everything around them was falling apart. That someone is you. Now, before I go any further, I need you to do something. If you feel this message resonating in your bones, if something inside you is saying, yes, this is for me, then go ahead and like this video right now. That simple action is more than just a click. It is an agreement with heaven. It is you saying, I am ready to step into my calling. I am ready to accept who I am. And when you do that, you activate something powerful in the spiritual realm. You send a signal that you are awake, that you are listening, that you are prepared for what comes next. The chosen ones are not selected randomly. There is a very specific reason you carry this mark, and it goes deeper than you think. Long before you were born into this physical body, your soul was part of a council, a gathering of ancient beings who volunteered for the hardest mission in creation. To descend into the densest dimension, to forget who they were, and to remember again at the exact right moment. That moment is now. You agreed to this. You chose this path. Not because it would be easy, but because you knew you were strong enough to handle it, and you were right. Look at everything you have survived. Look at every storm that tried to destroy you and failed. Look at every betrayal, every loss, every dark night of the soul. You are still here. You are still standing. That alone proves you are chosen, because ordinary people would have quit. Ordinary people would have surrendered, but you did not. You could not. Because deep inside something kept whispering, hold on, just a little longer. There is something more. And that voice was right. What has been hidden from you is about to be revealed, but you need to understand something first. This revelation is not free. I do not mean you have to pay money for it. I mean you have to be willing to let go of the old version of yourself. The version that played small, the version that doubted, the version that apologized for existing. That version cannot come with you into what is next. You have to leave it behind, and I know that is scary. Change always is, but staying the same is scarier, because you know deep in your soul that you were made for more than this. You were made to heal. You were made to create. You were made to lead. You were made to shine so brightly that others find their way out of darkness just by being near you. That is your purpose. That is your assignment. And the time to activate it is running out. Not because heaven is impatient, but because the world needs you awake. Right now, not next year, not when you feel ready. Now. There are people waiting for you to step into your power. People who will never meet the healer they need, the teacher they need, the light they need, unless you become who you were sent here to be. So tell me, are you going to keep hiding? Are you going to keep pretending you are ordinary, or are you going to finally accept the truth? If you are ready, if you are truly ready, then type chosen in the comments right now. Let the universe see your commitment. Let heaven witness your agreement, because this is not a game. This is your destiny calling, and it will not wait forever. I need to tell you something that might sound strange, but stay with me. 3 nights ago, while you were sleeping, something happened in the realm beyond this one. A gathering took place. The elders of light convened to discuss the chosen ones currently incarnated on earth. Your name came up, and not in passing. It was spoken with weight, with urgency, with concern, because they saw what you could not see. They saw the potential inside you, the mission encoded in your DNA, the gifts wrapped in layers of trauma and doubt. And they saw you struggling. They saw you questioning whether any of this spiritual stuff is real. They saw you tired, burned out, wondering if you should just give up and live a normal life. And that is when the decision was made. Send a direct message, no more subtle signs, no more synchronicities you might miss. A clear, undeniable message. This is that message. And if you are still watching, if you have not scrolled away, if something inside you will not let you leave, that is because your soul recognizes the vibration of truth. Your spirit knows this is not just another video, this is a turning point. This is the moment you will look back on and say, that is when everything changed. But here is the thing about chosen ones. They are tested constantly, not because heaven is cruel, but because the mission is too important to give to someone who will quit at the first sign of trouble. So every hardship you faced, every person who betrayed you, every door that slammed shut, it was not punishment, it was preparation. You were being forged, shaped, strengthened, and now finally you are ready. The training is complete. The initiation is over. What comes next is activation. But activation requires your consent. Heaven cannot force you to step into your calling. You have free will. You can choose to ignore this message, to keep living small, to stay comfortable in your cocoon. Or you can choose to break free, to spread your wings, to become who you were always meant to be. The choice is yours. But know this, if you choose to step forward, if you choose to say yes to your destiny, you will not walk alone. You will be guided. You will be protected. You will be supported by forces you cannot see but can definitely feel. You will start noticing things. Doors opening that were locked for years. People appearing out of nowhere with exactly what you need. ideas dropping into your mind like downloads from the divine, money flowing in unexpected ways, health improving, relationships healing, everything aligning. That is what happens when a chosen one finally accepts their identity. The universe bends to support them. Not because they are better than anyone else, but because they are finally in alignment with their soul's purpose. And when that happens, miracles are not just possible. They are inevitable now. I want you to take a deep breath. Close your eyes for just a moment. Place your hand on your heart and feel it beating. That heartbeat is not random. It is a rhythm set by the divine. A drum that has been calling you home for lifetimes. You have heard it in your dreams. You have felt it in moments of stillness. You have known, somewhere deep inside, that you are here for a reason. This is your confirmation. This is heaven saying, yes, you are right. You are not crazy. You are not imagining it. You are chosen, and it is time to start acting like it. Before we go deeper, I want to share something important. This message did not come to you for free. Someone had to sacrifice their time, their energy, their resources to create it, to speak it, to send it out into the world. And if this message has touched your soul, if it has awakened something inside you, consider planting a seed of gratitude. There is a link in the comments where you can support this sacred work. And here is the spiritual truth. When you give to support the awakening of others, you are not losing anything, you are planting. And the universe has a law. What you plant, you harvest. Give light, receive light. Give abundance, receive abundance. It is not about the amount, it is about the energy of generosity. So, if you feel called, if something inside you says this message was worth supporting, honor that nudge, because that is your soul telling you how to activate the flow of blessings in your own life. Now, let us continue. Because what I am about to tell you next is going to shift everything you have been lied to, not by any one person, but by a system designed to keep you asleep. A system that profits from your confusion, that thrives on your self-doubt, that needs you to believe you are powerless. Because if you ever woke up and realized the truth, if you ever stepped into the fullness of who you are, the entire game would change, and they cannot have that. So they conditioned you. They taught you to ignore your intuition, to dismiss your visions, to medicate your sensitivity. They told you that spirituality is not real, that miracles do not happen, that you are just a biological accident in a random universe. But chosen ones know better. You have always known better. Even when you tried to fit in, even when you pretended to believe the lies, something inside you whispered, there is more. And that whisper was right. There is more, so much more, and you are about to discover it. But first, you need to understand the responsibility that comes with being chosen. This is not about ego. This is not about being special in a way that makes you better than others. It is about service. It is about sacrifice. It is about being willing to carry light into the darkest places, even when it is terrifying, even when it costs you everything. Because that is what chosen ones do. They go where others will not go. They love who others will not love. They speak truth when others stay silent. And that is exactly why you have suffered so much. You are being prepared for a mission that requires uncommon strength, strength that only comes through pain, through loss, through the kind of darkness that either destroys you or transforms you. You chose transformation, and now the world gets to witness the result. But here is what most chosen ones do not realize. The activation process is not passive. You cannot just sit back and wait for things to happen. You have to participate. You have to take action. You have to prove to the universe that you are serious. And the first action is simple. Decide. Decide right now, in this moment, that you are done playing small. Decide that you are done waiting for permission. Decide that you are going to step into your power, your purpose, your divine assignment, no matter what. And once you make that decision, once you anchor it deep in your soul, everything begins to shift. Opportunities appear, doors open. The right people show up, the path becomes clear. Not because the universe magically changes, but because you changed, you aligned, you remembered. You became who you were always meant to be. So I am asking you again, are you ready? Are you truly ready to leave the old version of yourself behind and step into the life that has been waiting for you? If the answer is yes, then do not just think it, declare it. Write it in the comments. Say it out loud. Make it real, because words have power, especially when they are spoken by a chosen one who has finally woken up. Let us talk about what happens next, because this is where it gets interesting. Once you accept your identity as a chosen one, once you step into alignment with your soul's purpose, the attacks begin. I am not trying to scare you. I am preparing you, because the forces that want to keep humanity asleep do not give up easily. They will send distractions. They will send doubt. They will send people into your life who question you, who mock you, who try to pull you back into the old patterns. And here is the test. Will you stand firm? Will you trust what you know in your soul, even when everyone around you says you are wrong? Will you keep walking the path, even when it feels lonely, even when it feels impossible? Because that is what separates the chosen ones who fulfill their mission from the ones who turn back. Perseverance, faith, unwavering commitment to the truth. And if you have made it this far in this message, if you are still here, still listening, still feeling that pull in your chest, then you already have what it takes. You have already proven you are not easily swayed. You have already shown that you are willing to seek truth, even when it is uncomfortable. That is rare. That is powerful. That is exactly why you were chosen. Now, let me give you a practical tool, something you can use starting today, every morning, before you do anything else, before you check your phone, before you talk to anyone. Sit in silence for 5 minutes. Just 5. And in that silence, say this: I am a chosen one. I am here on divine assignment. I carry light. I trust my path. I am protected. I am guided. I am loved. Say it out loud. Let your voice vibrate with the truth of it, and watch what happens. Watch how your day unfolds differently. Watch how opportunities appear. Watch how the right people show up at the right time. It is not magic. It is alignment. It is you tuning your frequency to match the divine blueprint already encoded in your soul. And when you do that consistently, when you make it a daily practice, your entire reality begins to shift, not overnight, but steadily, powerfully, irreversibly. You will start to see signs everywhere. Numbers repeating. Animals appearing with messages, songs playing at the exact moment you needed to hear them. Strangers saying things that answer questions you were just thinking about. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. The universe saying, yes, you are on the right path. Keep going. We are with you. And you will feel different, calmer, stronger, more certain. Not because life suddenly became easy, but because you finally understand your place in it. You finally know why you are here. And that knowing changes everything. People will notice. They will ask what happened to you, what changed, why you seem so different, and you will smile because you will know. You woke up, you remembered, you became who you were sent here to be. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can take that away from you now. Let me tell you about the final stage. The moment when everything you have been working toward finally clicks into place. It does not happen all at once. It unfolds in layers. First, you will notice the small shifts, thoughts becoming clearer, decisions becoming easier, fear losing its grip. Then the medium shifts, relationships transforming, finances improving, health stabilizing, old wounds healing, and finally the big shift, the one that changes everything. You will wake up one morning and realize you are not the same person you were a year ago. You are not even the same person you were a month ago. Something fundamental has transformed, and when you look in the mirror, you will see it. The light in your eyes, the strength in your posture, the peace in your expression. That is what a fully activated chosen one looks like. That is what you are becoming. Right now, in this very moment, and the world needs you to complete this process. Because there are people out there right now who are drowning in darkness, who have lost all hope, who are one moment away from giving up. And the only thing that will save them is meeting someone who has walked through the fire and came out shining. Someone like you, so please, do not give up on yourself. Do not turn back. Now you are so close. Closer than you think. And on the other side of this transformation is a life beyond anything you have imagined. A life where you wake up excited, where you go to sleep grateful, where you know without a doubt that you are exactly where you are meant to be, doing exactly what you were born to do. That life is waiting, and it is calling your name. So answer, step forward. Claim it, you are chosen. You are loved, you are never alone, and your time is now. If this message has stirred something deep within you, if you know in your soul that this was meant to find you, consider this. Every soul that awakens because of this work sends ripples of light across the entire planet. And if you feel called to support the continuation of these messages, to help ensure they reach the next chosen one who desperately needs to hear them, there is a way. The link is waiting in the comments. When you give to support spiritual awakening, you are not just helping others, you are aligning yourself with the flow of universal abundance. You are saying yes to being a conduit of blessings, and the divine law is clear. What flows through you flows to you, multiplied. So give if you are called, not out of obligation, but out of joy, out of knowing that you are participating in something sacred, something that matters, something that will echo through eternity. This is your moment, your message, your mission. Do not let it pass by unnoticed. You were born for this, and the universe is cheering you on every step of the way.